Get ready to get inspired. This is the Go for the Goldie podcast.
What's going on, man? How are you doing? No problem, man. I promise. You're good, brother. Yeah, I can hear you just fine, man. hmm Yeah. Yeah. So I'm in Staten Island right now. My wife is in the Coast Guard. So after uh, college, I kind of came up here and lived up here, started working up here. Well, I'm originally from Texas, from Houston. hmm Yeah. Oh, yeah. We talked about Josh Allen. Yeah. hmm hmm Oh man, no problem. I'm going live after this too, so I'll be on until about 4 or 5 in the morning. Yeah, yeah.
There we go. Okay, I think I fixed the problem. Now I'm on the stream. Okay, see? Okay, we got it. I see the problem. Okay, we're back, baby. All right, so you're in New York. Man, I lost
Yeah,
my train
man.
of thought. Okay, so um, the idea of this podcast is what I do is I interview some of the top, amateur, semi-pro athletes from around the world that compete
Mhm,
at the highest levels of, their sports. So, for instance, I compete for Team USA triathlon at the amateur level. They take the top 18 in the country for age group, and um, we get to compete at the World Championships. Well, the idea of the show, I think, has gained a lot of momentum, and people think it's a pretty cool thing. And then I thought, why not take that same concept and apply that to gamers? Because
mhm.
like being a Twitch affiliate, you're grinding, man. You're putting the work in. It's not just playing. That's the thing is it's kind of
Definitely.
misunderstood a lot. Is people don't, when you say Twitch, people are like, oh, this guy just plays. It's a lot more than just playing video games. You got to be
For sure.
entertaining, and you're always building your stream to make it better and entertaining.
Mhm,
So, um, you're my first person that's a Twitch affiliate that's on the
mhm,
show. So that's why I'm really excited because this is like a whole new genre of people to talk to. And so many people play video games to
mhm,
expose people to this world because I think Twitch is still it's so big, but at the same time, it's really not like super mainstream like Facebook
mhm.
or something like that, where
Yeah.
everyone knows what Facebook is, but you can go,
Mhm.
a lot of my friends don't even know what Twitch is. They're like,
Yeah.
"What, you just ride your bike in front of strangers every day? What the hell's wrong with you?"
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, dude. Like you said, man, it's a grind. Like when I tell my family, my older aunts and uncles, like, oh yeah, like I stream on Twitch. Like, what is that? Like, oh well, basically I play video games in front of 10 people, and they're like, why would you do that? Why don't you just play by yourself? It's like, well, it's different. Like you have to be
Yep.
entertaining the whole time. You have to be engaging. You have to be somewhat good at the game, but you don't have to be amazing to be a really good streamer. You just have to be very I'm more of a very kind and humble, and I'm always engaged in my chat, and I'm more of that kind of streamer, not really the no talk and just straight gaming type of streamer. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, exactly. And it's funny that you say that because one of my friends who this has been like a process. Like I told you, when this quarantine started, I didn't even have a laptop. Now look at
Yeah.
where I'm at. So the thing that so I originally started streaming like stupid Wii games just for like
Hmm.
nonsense, like just a bunch of funny, just trying to be entertaining, and like you said,
Yeah.
trying to that other side of it, not the serious. I'm going to do
Mm.
100% playthroughs at the speed of light, or you know what I mean, some like
Yeah.
crazy skill stuff that you see people do.
Yeah.
But my buddy was like, you got to be good to like gain a following, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, then I came across Zwift, and the rest is history. So I guess the what I'm kind of getting at is there are so many different ways to be entertaining and find a
Hmm.
niche on streaming. And
Hmm.
one of the biggest questions that I have for you, you play Call of Duty,
Yeah.
so you want to talk about a saturated game. This honest, what is it? There has to be like top 10, if not top five, most played games, right?
Yeah. So right now, you usually see Call of Duty. It's up there with like Fall Guys, Valorant. And the thing about Call of Duty, like you said, it's super saturated. You go up there and you have guys like Nick Merckx, Tim the Tap Man, Doc when he was there having 20, 30, 40, 50,000 viewers at one time.
That is so crazy.
And yeah, dude. And then you go under those thousands of viewers, you go to the next guy, it's like 900, then 700. Then you go all the way, you scroll, 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 and you see me with 5 or 6. You know what I mean? So,
You know
so
what though? That's you're beating all those people with zero, one, two, three, and fours,
yeah,
right?
dude, for sure. Because I was there about a month or two ago, but it's like you said, it's a grind. Those people have been working for 10 years trying to gain their following, and now, I mean, look where they are. That's the difference. That sets aside the people who do Twitch for money and the people who do it because they love it. If
Hmm.
you do it for money, you're not gonna make it
That's exactly
because
right. That's
you need to
exactly right.
do it. You need to do it before you start making like money. You probably need to do it for at least 6, 7 years, then that's when the money. But if you don't enjoy the grind like I do, then you're not gonna make it. So that's what I tell all the new Twitchers that come and like I'll get new followers on Twitter or Twitch, and they're like, hey, like, what do you have, any advice? I'm like, well, I'm really nobody, but if you want advice from me, that's what I usually tell them.
Well, that's what and that's why I want to talk to people like you, because I think, when you talk to the people that, have the, 20, 30,000 people watching them, I mean, they're so far down, their lane that sometimes it's going to be hard for them to, be relatable to someone who is just starting out or
Yeah.
is interested in getting started. So that's
Mhm.
why talking to people like you, I think is a great opportunity to get, your messaging out there. So and that's why, like, how did you get into call, like, how did you carve a niche in Call of Duty? Are there any unique things that you do to build your community in that area? And we'll get to the show too, but kind of
Okay.
focusing on Call of Duty now.
No, you're fine. So okay, so this is gonna sound kind of weird, but not weird, but this is how I saw it. Honestly, I got one of my friends. So I started out streaming just Call of Duty because that's what I want. I want to be a Call of Duty streamer. I love competing. I love playing FPSs. I used to like playing Fortnite, but not so much anymore. So I moved on to Warzone. I love that
What happened to
competitive
Fortnite?
nature. You said what?
What happened to Fortnite? Why did you
Uh, just
got goofy?
just don't enjoy the game anymore,
Yeah, yeah.
But so the Call of Duty thing, I was streaming Call of Duty every day for about not even a month, like maybe 2 weeks, and I would talk to my friend. I'm like, yo, like, dang, like, it's so hard, like this stuff's like, I didn't realize how much of a grind it's really gonna be because I really had no other streamer friends to talk to about it. And he was like, why don't you try playing other games that aren't as saturated but still have a lot of viewers? I was like, okay, well, I love baseball. I'm a baseball fan. I played baseball in college. Like, that's my go-to sport. And I was like, well, MLB The Show doesn't really have a lot of people playing it, but they have 800 to 1,500 viewers watching these guys play.
Hmm.
I'm like, okay. So I started doing a morning stream of MLB, and then at night I would go play Call of Duty. So I would get like at one time I started getting 5, 6 viewers. I'll play against somebody online. They would come in like, oh, hey, how's it going? I'm playing you right now. And like, oh man, that's cool. And like usually you go into other people's stream and tell them you're playing them, and they get mad. Like, oh, you're street sniping me. You're trying to watch my pitches, this and that. I'd be like, oh, that's cool, man. Hey, have a great game. And, just trying to connect with people. Like
Right.
if you connect with one person and they stay, cool. You connect with another person, that's 2 viewers, then that's 3 viewers, and it just keeps going and going. So now I have people come to my stream like, yo, when are you gonna play MLB? Because right now I'm trying to move that over to Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
I still play it here and there, but I'll probably play like every other day. But that's how I grew my little community as I have it right now is through MLB in the mornings. And then like, hey guys, I'm playing Call of Duty tonight. If you want to come watch, they'll come watch. And I'm going from just me and my Streamlabs bot playing Call of Duty to 5 or 6 viewers sitting there, me talking to them about baseball while I'm playing Call of Duty. So
Mm-hmm.
that worked out pretty good for me.
That's awesome. And I'll tell you what, man, you touched on a couple things there that I couldn't have had a better person on the show today to talk, because you just tied like everything about what I'm trying to do together perfectly. Like that's freaking awesome. So
Yeah, man.
like for me, I grew up like I'm competitive. You hit on that, right? You're competitive.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, the purpose of the show for me was to really get people. I think once you're competitive and if you played sports growing up, or played video games growing up or whatever, and people don't have that outlet anymore. I think a lot of people, they just kind of get lost in the sauce. You start
Yeah.
going to work every day, and then you go
Uh-huh.
home, and before you watch TV, then you go to bed, and then you just kind
Yeah.
of like trudging through life. And
Mm-hmm.
if I can serve as an inspiration to people who, because I think, like we were talking about, maybe when the mic wasn't working, I think people sometimes have a misrepresentation of what Twitch is. I think it's like, nerds playing Mario or something like that, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes that's the perception, but like,
Mm-hmm.
you're an athlete. You played. So where did you play college baseball? That's so cool.
So it was a small college up there in East Texas. It's called Jarvis Christian College, and it was an NAIA school. And I played there. I played baseball there, and we had there's nothing to do there but play video games. Like we had like one stop sign and a Sonic. That's what we had there. So we were in the middle of the woods, and literally legit all we did was play video games. And
Video games are
everybody was
huge in
super
sports
competitive.
teams, though. Like when you play, you're going on the road and stuff like that.
Hmm.
You bring a console, hook it up to the
Hmm.
hotel TV. I mean, that was
Yep.
big. Yeah, we used to play
Yep. Yeah,
NHL a lot.
dude.
That was our game.
Yeah, dude. So if we had a Saturday, Sunday games away, and we'd get to the hotel on Friday, to rest up or whatever, rest
Mhm.
up while we're staying up till 2 a.m. playing video games, man. Just playing MLB The Show all day. It was awesome.
You put a bunch of competitive athletes together, they're going to compete at whatever they can. That's right.
Yeah, man. Oh, it was awesome.
It was
Those are
either
some
that or
good days.
cards. You guys play a lot of cards, like poker and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
A lot of dominoes.
Yeah, dominoes. There you go. We didn't play
Yeah,
dominoes, but that makes sense.
sadly, all that my senior year was this year actually, and then ended
Oh,
pretty early. So yeah.
that's tough. Sorry to hear that,
Yeah,
man.
man. Yeah, man.
So do you have a specific schedule that you stick to, or do you have like a core schedule and you kind of deviate from that? I know you said for a while you were doing morning streams with
Hmm.
MLB, and then at night you
Yeah.
were doing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
What's your schedule like?
So right now it's kind of not all over the place, but I stream every day. Maybe I'll take 1 or 2 days off a month. But other than that, I stream every day, and I usually stream from like at like 10 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all the way up to about 6 a.m.
Okay.
Then I stay up for another 3 hours editing videos and whatnot. So I don't go to sleep till like noon, and then I wake up at like 4. So,
That's
so
a wild
I
schedule.
yeah, you can ask my followers. I talk about it all the time. I legit get like 4 hours of sleep a night.
Wow, that's pretty
Yeah,
wild.
man.
Um,
Yeah, off of the grind, man.
a lot of caffeine. You just cranking monsters or what?
So yeah, so I mean something like that. I'm actually partnered with this company that makes sports drinks and all that. So yeah, I take
Oh,
a lot
that's
of that
cool.
stuff to stay
Give him a
awake.
plug. What is it?
Bucked Up Subs, BUCKEDUP subs.com, and use promo code ForceCron13 to get 20% off full order.
That's awesome. It'll be in the show notes. I'll put that in the show notes for you.
Okay,
What I
cool.
like to do is and that's another thing too. Like, the production. That's a whole aspect of it too that you don't realize, or
Hmm.
that people don't realize, that it's not just you click go live, you play, and then it's over. Like I'm making clips all the time, and
Hmm.
the game that quote unquote game that I play, where I'm riding my bike, you can do certain achievements throughout the game. So what I do is I'll clip when I would get those badges, they're called. I clip that, and those are a pain in the ass to edit. Like they take a while. So I get your pain. I mean, it doesn't take
Hmm.
3 hours, but you're playing,
Yeah.
there's a lot more
Yeah.
excitement in Call of Duty than just watching me ride my bike in my room. It's a different thing. But um, yeah, that's that whole aspect of that. It's pretty wild. But yeah, so like I said in the show notes, I always like to put links to your social media channels and your
Hmm.
Twitch handle as well, so
Yeah.
people can drop in and see. And I'm trying to get as many people as I can in different games, so I can appeal to as many people as possible. But with you being a former athlete, I mean, still athlete, playing Call of Duty, a super popular show. I mean,
Hmm.
or a game. I mean, this is like the perfect show for you to be on. So what's that? I see that logo on your headband. What's
Oh
that?
yeah. So that's my Force Crunk logo, actually.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, I got it long time ago. I would say back, not a long time ago, but back in like January, February. And I was like, dude, I need a logo. First of all, I'm not artistic. I don't know how to draw. I was like, okay, well, let me they have royalty free stuff that you can use. Like that's free to use. That's totally legal. I was like, let me look at one of those. That's all. And I just looked up FC, started scrolling. Everything looked kind of weird. And I saw this one. I was like, oh, looks cool, man. So I go ahead and
No, I
slap
like
it
that.
on.
Yeah, that's sharp. I mean, it looks professionally done, like you said.
that that
You're not artistic or whatever, but that was great.
hmm Dude, I get that all the time. It's like, oh my god, who made your logo? It's like, I don't know.
Looks clean. Looks good. It's
Yeah,
simple.
thank you, thank you,
Yeah. Well,
thank you.
the Go for the Goldie one that I have, my fiance made it for me on Canva, so I don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
On
yeah.
Canva,
I
yeah.
don't know how to do any of that crap either. So.
Yeah, my mom actually made this for me. She just sent it to me one day, and I opened up. 'Cause I live in New York. She's in Houston, and she sent me a sweater. She sent me some headbands, a shirt with my
Oh, that's
logo,
awesome.
and
That's
we just found out we're having a baby actually. So she sent me this.
Congratulations.
So
Wow, noob. I love
yeah,
it.
yeah,
So
dude.
if you're not watching, he held it up.
It's like a little bib.
It's a little bib that says noob with the FC, his logo on there too. So that's cute. That's awesome. And you love to hear, and that's I think a great part of this whole Twitch experience is that sense of community. Not only
Mhm.
meeting people online that um, you may never come across with, but they're all over the world. But also your
Mhm.
family gets behind it too.
Yeah.
All my family and friends are get excited to listen to the athletes and now the streamers that I'm going to be
Mhm.
talking to as well, because everyone is, like I said before, it's relatable.
Yeah.
People like to like a people that they can relate to. They want to cheer for, and they want to see
Mhm.
him do well and succeed. So that's
Yeah.
really cool, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. My friends and family, I was kind of scared at first to tell them like, so okay, so what I want to do is I want to be a physical therapist, but I have my bachelor's in kinesiology, and in order to get all the verifications and stuff, you need to do a lot of in-person stuff. Like I'm not CPR certified yet, and
Okay.
that's super hard to get to right now because of COVID. And you can't like do the CPR testing. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
it's so hard.
Oh,
So I was like, well, what am I gonna do in the meantime? Like I don't want to go work at like Pizza Hut. Like no, not to knock on anybody doing that, but man, that's
I
just
know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah.
that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to do something I like. I was like, okay, so let's play video games. Let's go on Twitch because I've always, ever since, I used to watch the Ninja a lot on when he used to play Halo. He was like the biggest Halo streamer, and I used to watch him a lot on that. And then I was like, man, I would love to do that. So back in like 2012, 2013, I tried streaming off my Xbox with the Kinect. I tried streaming Black Ops,
Okay.
zombies, and like I would do all the Easter eggs and this and that, but like I wasn't engaged into it like I am now. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But yeah, my family has always been behind me every time I do it. Like my dad will come in and he would gift bits and give subs, and my mom will come into the stream, tell
That's
me
so cool.
hi.
I
Yeah, my
love
mom
that.
would go. So my mom would go into the streams and like, hey, what's for dinner? Like talk to me like private stuff like that. Like it's like mom, like you just text me that
Mom,
stuff.
get the hell out of here, man.
The funny thing is I got raided the other day. Let's say the other day, like about a week ago.
Okay.
This guy named Healy Six and another guy named Tap Scott. They're both like pretty big MLB streamers. Tap Scott, I got like 50 or 70 viewers.
Holy
And then
cow. Nice.
yeah, and then Healy Six is like one of the bigger ones, and I got like 150 from him. So at one
Wow.
time I had 172 people watching the stream.
Holy cow. That's awesome.
Dude, I I I darn near cried. I don't know if I can like say that word, but I almost cried. No, I saw that.
You can swear,
Uh,
man. I don't care.
okay,
We're
okay,
having a
okay,
can
okay.
of conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I damn near cried, dude. Like I was like so happy, man. And my mom, I had
So cool.
150 people watching me play MLB The Show, and my mom comes in there. She's like, "Hey, I have this basket of old clothes. What would you like me to do with them?" It's like, "Mom, what are you doing? Like, what? Mom,
That's a-
throw them away. I don't care right now."
You know what I mean? That's like the on Facebook when like your uncle, is like, "Hey, can you call your aunt?" Like that's not what this
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, man. Oh, like mom, like just text me, please. But yeah, they're very supportive. My wife is super supportive too. She, like I said, she's in the Coast Guard, and I'm just sitting here on Twitch all day. So I don't know how she's doing it, but she loves it. She plays video games also. She's on with
That's
me on the
cool.
stream sometimes playing Call of Duty. So yeah,
That's
most of
awesome.
my family is very supportive.
Well, the guy I'm interviewing on Friday, is basically like the exact inverse of you. Like he's an RPG player,
Hmm.
and he plays a lot of those kind of games. And
Hmm.
he does them with his wife. Like they do a dual stream together. So
That's
still,
awesome.
it's a completely different way of gaming, but still the same. That
Hmm.
they do it together. I mean, my fiance, um, I wake up at like 5:30 every day, and then I ride my bike in my bedroom, so she's got to get up, and she's like, she's got to move it to the couch if she wants to stay in bed. And luckily she's supportive of me, doing it because she has to wake up when I wake up every day, and she's got to go to the couch, and and then she'll hop on and say funny stuff to me too. It's like, oh, hard workout today, huh?
Oh gosh, yeah, no man. I saw all your things you do on Swift. No way I could do that, man.
Well,
That stuff looks tough.
it's like anything. You just do it a lot, and you get better at it. But it's fun because the community on Zwift, and that's where I saw the opportunity. Not even the opportunity, because he said like I do it because I got so sick of riding my damn bike in my bedroom by myself, just staring at a wall.
Mhm.
I saw that Zwift was on Twitch, but then I'm like, when you talk about, I mean, right now, well, yeah, I'll give you an example. So if you go on the app, um, so, like you said, Fall Guys, that's
Mhm.
obviously like, the big one right now. But you go on Twitch, so there are let's say 3.1 thousand people playing Animal Crossing right now. There's
Mhm.
227,000 people playing Fall Guys right now. There's 10 on Zwift. So that's where I was like, it's a tight knit community. So there's a
Mhm.
guy, his name's Onyx. He's listening right now. He's commenting. First of all, he said that you are a hell of a first baseman. He looked you up, so shout out to you
Oh,
there.
hell yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and then he just said having the personal touch of your mom coming into your stream, just being mom is relatable to almost everyone. And exactly right, Onyx. I mean, that's what we were talking about before. Is it's everyone likes to see it, a cool tight knit, family,
Oh
have a
yeah.
guy succeed like that. So that's cool.
Mhm.
So with Call of Duty, I know. So you said you alluded to you tried streaming back in 2012
Yeah.
with your Connect. Um,
Mhm.
what were games that you liked playing growing up? Have you always been like a first person shooter kind of guy, or what games did you like as a kid?
Okay, so I've always been first person shooter competitive. I had older brothers and uncles that we've also played like sports games like Madden, UFC,
Hmm.
MLB, 2K. So it's more sports games like that and Call of Duty, Halo, Gears of War, stuff like that. But growing up, I I'm only one in my family who just absolutely loves playing zombies. I love zombies. Like I'll sit there and play solo for 6 hours at a time, just playing zombies, just doing the same things over and over. I love it, doing Easter eggs, doing all that. But when I was a kid, I used to one of my favorite zombies games that I first played was War at War. Do you remember that game? Call of Duty War
No,
at War.
no.
So it was based off of in the older World War times, obviously, and they had Nazi zombies. But I was so young that I would need somebody there with me because I would get scared of the game because it was so scary. Like you just hear the zombies just coming after you. So I would build up my courage. Like, okay, I'm gonna play by myself. All the lights on, everything. I'd play by
That's
myself,
funny.
sit there, kill a couple of zombies. Right when I get hit, I turn it off real quick. I'm done. Dude,
That's
oh
funny.
man, but now I love it. It's awesome. But yeah, growing up, Call of Duties were my main thing that I really enjoyed.
I remember when I first started playing. So I'm older than you. I'm 34, and
Hmm.
I remember when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, and my mom had no idea what that was. And then when she saw me playing it, she's like, "What the hell is this?" That's been I'll never stream it because I'm not good at it. I just I play a lot of video games just to wind down at the end of the night. Like I just beat Pokemon Sword. Like I like that kind of stuff. Me
Okay,
and my
yeah, for
fiance, we
sure.
play Animal Crossing together, just stupid
Hmm.
stuff. But yeah, I'll never forget that. When my mom realized what Grand Theft Auto 3 was, she's like, "What is this?"
That is awesome, dude. Like, kind of the same for me. Like growing up, we weren't able to watch like Family Guy and like still watch it on the side, with my
Yep,
uncles
that was Ren and
and
Stimpy for me. I wasn't allowed to watch Ren and
Ren and Stimpy.
Stimpy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So my honestly, my first experience with that was one day I was playing Grand Theft Auto, and obviously I was a little kid, so and I would go into the strip clubs,
Hmm.
and my mom walked in on me while I was playing the game, just staring at the screen, just looking at the
Strippers, yeah.
game strippers. Yeah. Oh man, my PlayStation got yanked out the wall so fast. Oh man, I was grounded for like 2 months.
You know what I've got to is that the game where you can hire a hooker and then kill her and take the money back? What is this game teaching you? Like I'm actually gonna go out and do that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know what's funny though is you want to talk about a
Oh
positive
man, it's awesome.
influence. Grand Theft Auto 5, when that came out, I mean, shit, when did that come out? Like 2000?
15 maybe?
Yeah, so yeah.
15, 14?
So when that came out, I got real into that, and
Mm-hmm.
I played professional indoor football. I was a football player my whole
Oh yeah,
20s.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yep. And
Mhm.
so when I was playing Grand Theft Auto, I was 20, what 25. I'm sorry, in 2015 I was almost 30. 29, 28,
Mhm.
and I was playing Grand Theft Auto, and in Grand Theft Auto, have you played 5? Do you play any of those
Oh
games?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. We used to play that back in like high school. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, in you know how you can do the triathlon in it?
Hmm.
Well, that's what got me into triathlon in real life.
No way.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? So
That's
I was
awesome.
playing that, and um, I was because you do like 3 of them, and then they have like they can't call it Iron Man because obviously it's
Yeah.
rebranded, but
Mhm.
they allude to it, and it's like it's a really long one where you're literally like hitting X to swim for like a half hour. It's just like so. But as I found myself smashing X for a half hour, I was like, I swam in high school, and I was like.
Mhm.
I can't play football forever, and I want to get. I've told the story a million times, so I'm not gonna tell it again. But yeah, but Grand Theft Auto 5 is the one that got me to triathlon. So it's cool. Like there's a lot of crossover between sports and real life and video games too. Like you're saying your story with playing with your
Mhm.
teammates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's that competitiveness. So I got to ask you. Okay, so a couple of my best friends here. Um,
Mhm.
I am not a Call of Duty person. Um,
Okay.
because people like you that are so good at it, I get so frustrated so fast. But these two guys are obsessed with it. So
Mhm.
I asked them before the show today. I go because I don't know the lingo. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a part of that world, so I don't know specific but they have some questions for you. So
Mhm.
I wrote them down, and I want to ask them to you.
Okay.
So one of the questions, why do you feel that there are so many hackers in the game? Is that
Oh
is that
my
a thing?
gosh.
That's a thing.
Okay, so what I've heard from other streamers and whatnot is that they don't. So Blizzard is another company they're affiliated with. That's what you have to go through to download on your PC and whatnot.
Hmm.
So Blizzard has one of the best anti-cheats on the planet. Like their anti-cheats really good, but Activision doesn't want to use theirs. They want to use their own. But Activision's anti-cheats not good. It's like it's pretty bad. So what I think is so from this is what I believe that I don't think you can do the hacks, the aimbots, and the wall hacks on PS4 and Xbox, but it's the PC players that are doing it. Um, so why don't PC players get their own type of anti-cheat? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because if you go play Valorant, you have to download a separate software in order to play it, just to make sure that you're not cheating,
So it's like a
which I think
filter,
is
kind of.
awesome. Which
You know, it's
which
like
I don't
a.
understand why they don't do it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes
Yeah,
sense.
but I mean, I don't know. It's pretty bad. If you go on my Twitter, I put it on Twitter, TikTok, and my YouTube. We got hacked on 2 games in a row, and I did like a whole compilation of it, and it is terrible. Like
That sucks.
it's yeah, it's really bad. And we were doing like super good in the game, and then we died. And we're like, what the hell? And I was like, dude, those guys had a shot. And my buddy was like, okay, we're just gonna back out. I was like, no, let's watch. So we spectated it, and it was literally like a guy was like shooting me, and then started shooting at the sky, and started shooting my buddy, and shot somebody behind him. I was like, oh my goodness,
That
like
sucks.
yeah, it's a real problem, man. And I just
Why is
don't
that
get it,
fun for people? Like, what do they
dude.
get out of it? Just to say they won? You know what I mean? Like, but
That's exactly what I say. So right now, I just got picked up by an org called Knock Gaming, and I'm with them right now. And I used to not be
congratulations. That's
very
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. I
Yeah.
used to not be very competitive. I've always competitive. Like I hate losing, obviously,
Mhm.
but I wasn't like, okay, let me check my KD on my phone after every game. Let me do this. Like I was never like that. I was just like, okay, play the game. If I lose, sucks, but I'm not. So my KD was at like a 1-1, 1-2. Like I would play for fun. My wife would play on my account. It'd be whatever. I'd have my little nephew come. He'd
Now
play on
explain
my
this to
account.
me like I'm a 4-year-old or someone like that's never played the game because I've never played the game. What is
Okay,
what's a
okay.
KD?
So it's your kill death ratio. So say if you get 2 kills, 2 deaths, your KD is stuck at what is that 0? Like basically a 4-2, you get a 2 KD that game,
Gotcha.
and they take your averages as you go on. So if you have above a 2 KD, that means you get double your kills almost every game. So you're doing pretty
So
good.
the higher the KD, the better
The
that you
better.
are as a player. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. Makes
So
sense.
I was so like I said, like my little nephews would come over, right? They play on my account. I wouldn't care. But now like I'm like crap. Like I gotta build my KD all the way back up if I want to be
Hmm.
competitive. So I built it up from like a 1-1 now. I'm at like a 1-8. And I'm hoping to get into at least a 2 before the new Call of Duty starts so I can go into that with some momentum, you know.
That's great. When's the new Call of Duty coming out?
So it's speculated at the end of this year is when it's coming out. So that's gonna be pretty nice, man.
Yeah. What's do they is there any rumors to like what the theme is gonna
The
be?
Cold War. Cold
The
War.
Cold War. Oh, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
dude.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've always liked Call of Duties like that.
Nice, just in time for the elections. You know, the Russia chat's going to be talking. You
Oh
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh
awesome.
man.
So
Yeah.
you said you're at about a 1.8 right now.
Yeah, which is not anything to go home about, but I play better than my KD looks, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's like I said, I'll put your stream in the show notes and people can watch you and hopefully we
Cool,
can
cool.
help build your audience a little bit too because I know Call of Duty is a huge one, but
Yeah.
you know, like I said, people want to see nice people like you succeed and you know, you're fun to talk to. So hopefully we can get you some followers, you know?
Oh, thank you, man. Hey, anything I'll be grateful for, I promise.
No problem, man. No problem. So, I mean, I act like I'm some, you know, famous celebrity, like I got the Joe Rogan bump or something. You know
No, no,
what I mean?
one is more than I had yesterday, you know what I mean?
There you go. That's right. So,
Hmm.
the hacker thing, that was the one question
Oh,
I
yeah, yeah.
had. So, and I was going to ask you too, when you talk about, you know, PC versus, you know, Xbox versus PS4,
Hmm.
what do you play on?
So, okay, so like I said, it's fresh out of college. I don't have a job. So I bought a legit starter PC just so I can stream off of like how you the overlays and all that. So I can't stream off of it yet. So right now I'm streaming off of PS4,
Okay.
but hopefully here soon. I've been saving up my Twitch payouts. So hopefully by around October, November, I can upgrade this PC, actually be able to stream off of it, and everything's gonna be so much clearer. Like sometimes when I'm downloading, so I have to download my highlights from Twitch, then download that to my computer.
Mm-hmm.
The resolution kind of fades,
Mm-hmm.
so it looks a little hazy sometimes. So if I'm able to do it straight from my PC, oh man, it's gonna look so beautiful.
That's
I can't wait.
awesome.
I'm very
Yeah,
excited. But yeah, as
that's
a
the one thing is like, so when I was first starting to get into streaming, I watched so many YouTube videos and kind
mhm,
of, people that had experience. And one of the big pieces, his name, Eagle Garrett, I think is his name. I still follow him, watch his videos here and there. He doesn't play anything I'm ever interested in watching, but he does good videos on like how to stream and stuff like that. And he said, one of the things he said, just get base level, like get the base level stuff. Don't go overboard and spending a ton of money, because
mhm,
as you progress in your channel, you're gonna realize what's important and what's not. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like this microphone that I bought is like $40, and it does
mhm,
exactly what I need it to do. I don't
yep.
need some over the top, for
Oh yeah,
like I
yeah,
bought I'll sometimes stream like Mario Kart and just Paper Mario, just some
mhm.
fun silly games. And I bought a capture card. It was like $20, I think. It's like that. Have you seen that Japanese one or Chinese one? I think it is.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's like it was $20. It's like something that's brand new, but hey, it works. It does it. It does what I need to do. It streams.
Yeah, it's not like the $300 Elgato you have to buy. Oh my
Exactly.
goodness.
That's
Oh
well. That was I immediately like almost never got started because I thought that's what I needed. Like I'm like, oh my god, if that's the first thing I need, and then I have to buy like a laptop, I'm like, I screw
yeah,
that,
man.
Um, but it's it. So I think that's a great point that you make though, and I'm experiencing that myself as I progress here too. Is you just
Mhm,
are add things piece by piece, and
mhm.
it's
Yep.
people are going to be there for the content rather than the quality of your stream. But if you're
Mhm.
entertaining, you're engaging, and that's one of the first things that you said is you're engaging with the chat when people are
Always.
commenting. That's you want to acknowledge that. People don't want to just want to sit there in silence. It's awkward.
Yeah,
It's
unless you're like, okay, so some people come out of the competitive scene in Call of Duty, like they'll be part of a CDL team, which is the Call of Duty League. They'll be on the CDL team or professional Call of Duty team, and then they'll go into streaming,
hmm
and those guys are like
yeah. Well,
ridiculous.
you're
Like,
watching them because they're like wizards with it. Yeah,
yes, yes,
yeah,
but they don't really have like a real personality. Like they don't
right.
really engage in the chat. They kind of just sit there and all you hear is this. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just sit there, you just watch them play all day, and like it's like, oh, okay. But like if you're not that good at the game and you're not engaged into chat, then it's like you're not really
What are we
gonna,
doing here? Yeah.
yeah, you're not gonna do much. That's why it's like I said, like I'm not the best, like I'm above average of the game. I'm not like bad, but I'm okay. But I'm also every time I'm just like looking at chat, just strafing over the chat, just making sure I'm not missing anything. I'm not seeing
hmm
any donations, messages, any subscriptions. Like I feel like they do that for the streamer, and they want something in return. They want to be acknowledged.
Exactly.
So I think
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
right.
really big thing. Because I'm a viewer too. Like I watch other people, Nick Merckx. Right now I have Nick Merckx, Husker, Swag, Symphony, Mutex. I watch all those guys, and I'll go in there and just chat. I'm like, hey, da 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 da, and some of them they respond. They have thousands of people in the stream, and they respond. That's how they
hmm
get to that level. Because they're also very good at the game, and they
Right.
engage in the chat.
And then that's exactly right. Like with my cycling on Zwift. I mean, I love like I
Hmm.
on Saturdays are usually like my long rides, and I mean Saturday was probably one of my better streams. I averaged like 7.5 people.
Hell yeah,
It was like 7.5, 8 people the whole time. The 2.5 hours I was on the bike, and
that's awesome.
it was cool because it's just everyone knows each other, and then in the chat you got people that know each other that are talking to each
Hmm.
other, and it just makes the time go by fast. And it's just at the end of the day, for me, I'm here because of people watching, and
Yep,
it's cool because
exactly.
you're entertaining them, and
Hmm.
I value every minute that you are giving me of your attention, and I don't want to squander that. So,
Oh
um,
yeah, and you when you're not streaming, all you can think about is streaming and talk to viewers.
yep.
Like it's the weirdest thing. Like I never thought about it, but like when I'm off stream, like yo, like I'll tweet out like I'm gonna take a day off, chill with my dog and my wife, we're gonna have a at home day tonight. And at night, I'm like I get very anxious, so my leg will start shaking, and my wife knows like,
You got that
go
FOMO.
ahead,
You get
yeah,
FOMO when
yeah,
you look at you're like, oh my God, there's like
hmm
20,000 people playing right now. What am I doing? Why am
hmm
I not? Yeah.
hmm yeah, and she's like, go ahead, I'm about to go to bed. Go ahead and stream. Okay, all right, babe.
Do you in Onyx? He just mentioned. He said success. Let's see what you think about this. He commented success in streaming is only 10% streaming, 10% quality, 5% gameplay, and 75% networking outside of streaming. What do you think about that?
110%. That is very true. If you don't have any type of networking with any other streamers, social media, people you just meet on the street, then you're not gonna get noticed.
Hmm.
So I have cards and I have a QR code. I have it back on my car. So if you scan that QR code, it takes you straight to my website and my stream. If I walk out, I live in New York, so I'll go to Manhattan on the weekends and hand out cards like, hey, like I'm on Twitch.
Oh, that's
And
awesome. That's
yeah,
smart.
right now it's kind of slowed down because of all the stuff that's going on, but like
Right.
I'll just put them on fences and posts where it's legally I'm able to advertise.
That's cool.
I'll go to restaurants and like, hey, is it okay if I put this? And like, yeah, fine, okay, cool.
How many
Get
followers do you have?
So right now I'm at like 200 and yikes, I'd have to look it up.
That's awesome
Um,
though. I have like 89 or something like that, 86.
261 followers right now.
That's great, man. What's
Yeah.
the what's the goal? Do you have a goal in all this?
So my honest goal is obviously to do this. I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull up your stream again. I
Oh,
had it
that's
on my
right.
thing. Um, give me one sec. Okay, there we go. Okay, so my honest goal is to obviously do this full time and whatnot. But my goal for right now is just build a community of people that I like to engage with and they like to engage with me.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want people to come in like I don't like the toxicity of Twitch sometimes. Um I like good people to come to my streams
Hmm.
to watch me for me and not to come to my stream and there's I would say trolls, I guess, that come. So I had a couple trolls come into my stream.
That sucks when that happens.
Well, look, so it's most of the time it's young kids that don't know any better and don't know the power of their words, you know?
Just looking to
Um,
stir the pot.
yeah,
Yeah.
so there was a couple of trolls that ended up being some of my best viewers, which is crazy. So they came into my stream about a month ago and they would like, oh, and just like saying like weird stuff. Like I can't really say what they were saying. And I'm like, hey guys, like how's it going? Like if y'all could stop doing that, I would
Right.
greatly appreciate it. Um and I hate like I literally only have one person banned on my stream, only one, and that's because he said a word that shouldn't be said, and I banned that guy. But these trolls would just come in here every day and just troll me, like tell me I suck at the game, this and that. And I'm like, okay, guys, and I would never like engage into that. So one day, I said something. We started talking about sports,
Hmm.
and then one of the trolls actually had a real conversation with me. And I was like, dude, like you're actually like pretty cool when you're not trolling. He's like, yeah, me and my buddies usually go into small streamers and troll them and they get mad and they ban us and we just go to the next one. He's like, but you didn't ban us and you kept engaging with other people. Like we thought that was cool.
But you
So
have that
now
core
like,
value. You have that core value
yeah,
that you
yes.
established in the beginning that you're not.
Mm-hmm,
You said that you're a nice guy. You pay
mm-hmm,
attention to comments, and
yep,
it's all
yep,
positivity. So
yep.
that's cool that
And,
they realize that.
and the, come cyclones with not many trolls. Onyx, I might have to do that. Um,
I agree
I
with you,
just saw
Onyx. I agree.
and so actually I just played a Call of Duty with those guys. The three guys that were trolling me.
Come
I
on,
I played.
really?
Yeah, yeah. They
That is
they
so
actually turned
cool.
out to be really cool guys, but they were just high school kids, man, that were
Yeah.
just they don't know the power of their words and they just were trying to have fun. And I understand I was a kid too.
Well, I was gonna say,
Um
listen, if all this, my God, thank God that this stuff wasn't around when I was in high school, because oh goodness,
oh man,
you
just
know.
dumb stuff, you did as a
Yep.
kid.
Yep.
And I've had conversations with them. I've told them like, hey guys, like I put them all in a group message. They all follow me on Instagram, so I put them in a group message. And I was like, yo guys, I know there's a streamer that just passed away from he was depressed, and people come to his
I
chat and say
saw that.
very
I
toxic
saw
stuff. Yeah,
Alinity was
man.
talking about him, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
And it was very, very tragic. And I told them after that happened, I sent that to them. I was like, guys, you need to like trolling. There can be harmless trolling,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes when it gets to that point, like you guys need to know when to stop.
When it
I told
becomes
them, I was
personal
like,
attacks, and you
yep,
can't be.
yep, yep. I told them sometimes I was like, you need to learn the power of your words when you say them, and when to know enough is enough.
Right.
And after that, man, I have other streamers that come into my thing, and I have my followers follow them, and those guys would go to them, and I ask them like, hey, how is this guy and this guy in your chat? He's like, nothing. They're very engaging and very positive. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
So they, so
I was
they
gonna
they
ask
moved
you.
away from that kind of stuff.
I was gonna ask you too when you mentioned earlier your website.
Mhm.
What? How do you use your website? Because I love learning too about all this stuff. Because I use the Well, first of all, what streaming software do you use?
Streamlabs, OBS.
Okay, that's what I use too.
Hmm.
So you know I pay for the premium, whatever the $15 a month or whatever
Oh
it
yeah,
is,
that stuff's nice.
because it gives you the website with it.
Hmm.
So that's pretty
Hmm.
the customizable website. So I have
Hmm.
goforthegoalie.com. So that's where this is streaming as well, and I can direct people there. But like when you were saying with your cards, when you're handing them out,
Hmm.
how do you handle your website? Is it through?
So So actually, I've always wanted to make a website. But like I said, I'm not creative. I don't know how to do any of this animated stuff. Like it took me 12 hours legit. I bought my PC at 6 a.m. Went to go pick it up. Spent 12 hours just setting up my stream, and it was nothing to go home about. It was all I learned how to do Streamlabs, and I did all that all by myself. Like it was tough.
It's rewarding though, isn't it? When
Oh,
you,
very,
yeah,
very.
yeah, when you
Like I didn't
figure it
know how
out.
to do any of this stuff.
Me neither.
So I was watching Nick Merckx actually. Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay, he's a really big Call of Duty
Okay.
competitive first person shooter
My friends are gonna
streamer.
roast me for not knowing who he is right now, by the way.
Oh, they
So
definitely
yeah,
will. I
yeah.
guarantee they know who that is.
Talk about trolls. Some of my best friends are the biggest trolls there are.
Okay, so he is sponsored, I guess, by this website. It's called a Wix site,
Oh yeah, I know
Wix
Wix. Yep,
site.
yep.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I went through, and I was like, oh dang, how much is it? I was like, $10, $15. Like I'll pay it, and actually it's free. But your domain is like Wix site forward slash Force Chronic 13. Like you can't just get I can't just get the Force Chronic 13.com unless I pay for it.
Gotcha.
But everything else is free. Everything to customize it the way you want it is free. So I actually have that set up right now. So when I hand
That's
out my
great.
cards, that's what's on it. On the back is a QR code. You scan it and bam, go straight to it.
When I did, I'm gonna have to do that. That's a great idea. I really like that a lot because
Hmm.
for me, it's like I'm doing the cycling and stuff like that. So I meet a lot of people. So I'm not. It was called an On Run Ambassador. Have you ever heard of the shoe brand On? Have you ever heard of them before?
Mm-mm.
So they're a Swiss company. They've been around for a while now, but they're really up and coming. They're starting to make their mark in the running world. So I meet a lot of
Okay.
people through triathlon, outside of the video game world. But if I could have a barcode, we're like, hey, you're a triathlete. If you're looking to kill time or want to get involved, like come hop on the stream, keep me company when I'm riding. So that's a good idea. How did you get
Yeah.
the? Okay, so how do you connect the dots? Like, how do you get the QR code to go to your website? Like, I wouldn't even know where to
Okay.
begin on
Okay. So
that.
this is another thing about my family being very supportive. It was my mother actually that came up with the idea.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, so she was like, "Hey, why don't you make a QR code?" I was like, "QR code? Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know how to make a QR code." She's like, you just go to a QR code, like you just look up QR code scanner maker, I guess. I don't know. She did it. She sent it to me. It was awesome.
Well,
So she
especially
just
nowadays, because I mean, I New York, in New York right now, you guys are still pretty, like strict on things. Like here in Texas,
Mhm,
um, when you go to a restaurant, like all the restaurants and everything are open here, and
mhm.
every menu is a QR code. So it's like in the forefront of everyone's minds right now.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
so you legit just go to you just put your website in, you press make QR code, and it makes you your personal QR code that you can print out or you can email to yourself, and you can post it
I'm gonna do that.
on
I'm
your
definitely
Twitter.
gonna
You
do
can put it
that.
on your website. You can do whatever you want with it.
I'm
Yeah, you
making
can make
that
it go
note
to
right
anywhere.
now. I'm making that note right now. I'm doing that.
It's very, very smart idea she came up with. I was like, wow,
It
that's pretty
is.
awesome.
She's a brilliant marketing genius. My God, your mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the other thing, I made so for the show. I don't know if you've heard the audio version of the show. I know you checked out the video, but
Hmm.
I have a jingle too. Like when you heard me bring you in, you
Hmm.
can't hear the jingle, but there's a jingle, and I've got it on Fiverr. Have you been on Fiverr yet?
Yeah, that's where I get my Twitch emotes.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Dude,
Hmm.
I could spend $1 million on the thing. I'm like,
Oh man.
when you're going through, you're like, oh my God, I need that. I need that. I didn't
Uh-huh.
even know I needed this,
There's so
and
many creative people on Fiverr. It's crazy.
it is. It's crazy, and like for different like like intros and outros on YouTube and
Hmm.
all different kinds of stuff. So I could spend freaking all day on there. All right, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask you another question here. Okay, so this was what my other buddy said. He's a big Call of Duty guy. He goes, "What do you
Okay.
think of Activision as a company? Do you have any thoughts on the company itself?"
Um, my honest opinion is so. How do
You
I
seem
don't
very
want to say
torn
this.
right now.
Yes. So I want to say this without sounding like I'm being very critical of it. Because it's a great company, don't get me wrong. It's a huge company. They make some of the best Call of Duties like ever. They make some of the best games ever. But they have their small things wrong with the games that make the games not very good. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like take Warzone for example. All the hacking and all the glitches and all the constant updates. The Call of Duty Warzone itself is like 182 gigabytes, which is ridiculous. That's the biggest game I've ever had in my system, and they literally make it to where you can't have any other game, which is might be a good marketing scheme, maybe
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know. But that's literally the only on my PS4 I have like 3 games, and
Okay.
that's because Warzone just takes up way too much.
Right.
But as a company, like I said, man, there's just so many little things wrong with the games that they come out with that make it kind of watered down after a while.
Hmm.
Like their games could be amazing. Like this game right here could be the best Call of Duty ever made, but it's not because of the small things that are wrong with it.
Maybe they're
You get
just
what I'm
saving
saying?
it for for the Cold War.
Oh
They're
man,
just
I
gonna make
hope
it
so.
perfect. That's all.
I honestly, well, so the thing with Call of Duty is they make yeah, Onyx. That's why I'm kind of trying to
Walk the line.
um
Walk the
yeah.
line.
So with Call of Duty is not one company make Call of Duty every year. They always have different companies come in and make the game, which is pretty interesting. So Infinity Ward had some of the best Call of Duties because they always make the Modern Warfares.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, yeah, like different games, different companies make different games. So
That's a great
that's pretty
answer.
interesting.
It was a great, honest, non-offensive answer. So thank you.
Thank you.
All
Very safe
right.
answer.
So let's go. I got another question for you that he wanted to know. Um, training tricks for Call of Duty. Is
Training
it
tricks.
basically just repetition? Are there things that you do to work on specific skills? Like how do you get better at the game? Is it just through just playing all the time?
That's actually a really good question. So over the past couple months, I've gotten a lot better than I used to, just because I've taken it so much more serious, so much more practice. I legit play. So like I said, like I probably sleep from like 11 a.m. to about 3 to 4 p.m. I'll wake up, kiss my wife hello when she walks into the door. We sit down, eat lunch or whatever, and then I get on the game. I have to practice because I'm not at where I want to be yet. So I'll
Hmm.
probably play for about 3 or 4 hours before I get on stream till about 6 a.m. Get off, go to sleep, wake up. It's like anything. Like when I was in playing baseball, I'd hit in the morning, go to practice, from practice, go eat, go hit again. Wake up in the morning, same thing. Just
Hmm.
repetition, repetition, practice, practice. If
Discipline.
Yeah, a lot of it. Because don't get me wrong, it gets tiring playing the same game over and over and over. But once you start seeing your growth and you're hitting shots that you normally wouldn't, your movements getting better in the game, you're like, okay, like this is getting pretty fun. And another thing is playing with people who have the same goals as you do. So my friends know when they play with me, they have to be kind of serious.
Hmm.
Like I don't play the game. I play the game to have fun, but I play to win also. I
Hmm.
hate losing. And I'm not that type of person who loses, like a negative loser, but I'm also not a positive loser, if that makes sense, you
No,
know?
I had a football
So
coach that always used to say, "Football's not fun. Winning's fun."
yep.
You don't lose
Hmm.
and then say, "At least we had fun." That's
Yeah, no.
so it's kind of that
And
same thing.
yeah, so I
Yeah.
bring that same competitive nature that I had with baseball. I bring it to playing video games, man. Like I play with a lot of my streamer friends too, and some of them are better than me, and I love playing with them because if you play with people that are better than you, it just makes you that much better. You see this guy doing this, and like, hey, how do you do that? Like, so in Call of Duty, it's all about movement. So you have to you can't just be sitting there standing and shooting at someone. You have to be able to move around and while still being able to aim, and that's how you know if a player is good or not. So if you have good movement, then you will be good at the game. So I didn't have very good movement. Like I would just sit there and just shoot, and I'd ask my friends like, "Yo, how do you do this?" And they'd give me tips and whatnot. So that helped a lot.
Interesting.
And yeah. It's a lot of practice. I promise you, it's not like I'm just sitting here just playing video games all day, man. It's really not.
No, you're
That's
training
what
and you're trying to get better at it, and that's cool. I mean,
for
that's
sure, for sure.
when you put your mind to something like that, and you're just incremental. You see the incremental improvements in anything that you do. That's so rewarding. And then
Hmm.
I think that's another big part of building a community too, is the people that are watching you and are supporting you. They're along for the ride. They're coming with you on your journey. And when you can look at a stream, think about like your first stream compared to where you are now and where you're going to be in a year. You know what I mean? It's cool. People
Oh
enjoy that
yeah.
ride. They want to take the ride with you and be a part of it. So I kind of take that same thing with my training. I'm going to be doing like next week. I'm supposed to at the World Championships. We're supposed to be in Edmonton, and I'm supposed to be there. But people get excited to follow and be a part of the whole journey. And regardless if it's Call of Duty, the show, you're just training on a bike or whatever.
Hmm.
Human interest is really what it's about.
Yeah.
So,
So
oh,
my
go ahead, go
my
ahead.
my f- my first ever stream, I didn't have a webcam. I just bought my PS4. Was streaming just straight like from Twitch, no overlays. It was me, my wife, and um my dog watching my streams. And this was my first mic I had, this little earpiece that comes with the
Wow,
PS4. Yep.
that's
I
funny.
keep it I keep it right here to remind me just how bare it was when I first started.
That's so
And
cool.
to yeah.
By the
Yep.
way, what kind of dog do you have? I see him squirming
It's
around
a
back there.
yeah, she's a rescue. She's a big old rat terrier.
Oh, nice. Is she loud?
Yep.
I know beagles bark a lot, don't they?
No, actually she's not very come here. She's not very a very loud dog unless somebody knocks on the door. That's the only time. But she's
Yeah, you
really
can't blame her for that then, right?
oh yeah, she didn't get the howl, the beagle howl, the
That's what I was thinking of, the howl, because there's a beagle that lives above me,
uh-huh.
and when I walk, I got two dogs, and whenever I walk them, it's just you
Oh
hear it, and
man,
I'm like, I
yes,
don't know
I
what's
love
going
it. And
on.
I tried to get her to do it when she was a puppy. Like if you do it, like they would start doing it. And she never got it. I was like, oh dang it.
It's a cute dog, though, very cute.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, I got another question for you. I have
Hmm.
literally no idea what this means, so I'm just gonna read verbatim what the text says.
Okay.
Um, what does he think the best loadout is? Bruin/MP5? I have no idea what that means, but go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So I have. Okay, so your loadout is basically what you use in the game, and there's a class called Overkill to where you can use two main weapons. So usually you'd be able to choose like a light machine gun, submachine gun, assault rifle, sniper rifle, and a riot shield, and a marksman rifle. And then for your secondary, you'd have to choose a pistol. But with the overkill class, you could have two main guns. So you could have an AR and an LMG or SMG, whatever combination you want.
Okay.
So what I use, I okay. So there's a gun called the Bruin, and it's a super cheap gun to where it's the best gun in the game. Everybody uses it, but it's super cheap. Like literally, like takes you like four bullets to kill somebody. Like you know what I mean? Like it's an overpowered gun, basically. Is what I'm trying to say.
So it's a super
And
powerful gun that's cheap, so it's probably like everyone has it.
yeah. So when I say cheap, it means like it's kind of like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's a it's an annoying gun to say the least when it's used on you, but when you're using it, it's amazing because like it's easy kill. So my class that I use is Bruin MP5 or Bruin Car 98 when I'm sniping.
Okay.
But if I'm playing for fun and I'm not like trying to compete, I use either a kilo or a growl for my primaries, and then an MP7 and an HDR. So your buddy will understand what I'm
I was
saying.
gonna say, there you go, guys. I asked the question for you, so have at
Yeah,
it.
your buddies will know what I'm saying. But yeah, that's my loadout that I use.
I was gonna mention earlier. I don't know if you know this or not. If you ever, all right. So I live. I told you I'm in Dallas, but I'm in
Hmm.
Frisco technically.
Yeah,
Well, not
yeah.
technically at this right. But I work out at the Cowboys practice facility every day, and Jerry Jones bought Complexity. Have you ever heard of Complexity?
No, I have not.
So it's a video game training center. So it's a part
Hmm.
of the Dallas Cowboys practice facility, but it's specifically for like professional gamers. And it's like it's crazy. You can look it up. It's they have
Wait, it's
Overwatch
a.
tournaments and stuff. Let me see if I
Hmm.
can find it real quick. They have so on like the practice field when things are normal,
Hmm.
they they have like huge tournaments, and I'm telling you, kids come and they literally like have the jerseys of the players that are playing the games and stuff.
Yeah,
It's insane. It's
there's a professional Dallas team called the Dallas Fuel. That's pretty big right now.
I think this
Big Call of
might
Duty.
it might be where they train.
Are they like is it blue? Their color is like blue and black.
Let me see. I'm on their website right now. It says
Mhm.
Complexity Gaming hosts Complexity Club Championship. Oh, and it went away. Okie dokie. Yeah. Let's see. Team. Yeah, they have Counter Strike, FIFA.
Mhm.
Is it Valorant?
Valorant,
Valorant,
yeah.
Fortnite, Apex, Madden, MTG Arena, Hearthstone, Stream Team, Limit. So these, yeah, it's pretty wild. So
Hmm.
let me ask you this. So then, when you were talking about the team that you're a part of now,
Hmm.
you said you got, I think you said use the term picked up. Is that right?
Yeah, so I mean, I use the term picked up just because it sounds like pretty cool.
No, hell yeah, it
But
does. Caught my attention.
so yeah. So it's a small esports org actually. And what we do is a lot of um we have like a bunch of people that are actually pretty good at the game that are really small streamers like myself. Um and we go and obviously we try and compete and whatnot. Um so starting with this next Call of Duty, we're gonna try and get into tournaments and already went out. Actually, I just came in second place in a 8 week long tournament.
Eight
Um,
week long tournament. Wow.
mhm, yeah,
Is it like a season or
so it was kind of like a season. Yeah,
that's
you would go
cool.
and you played against another team, and then you add up all your kills and whatnot, and whoever won that week is obviously the winner of that week. And
Hmm.
we lost to the championship team twice in the last 2 weeks, so that was pretty tough.
Well, if you're gonna
Um,
lose, might as well lose to the
yeah,
best,
yeah,
right?
it was very annoying, but
Yeah,
yeah, I got picked up. I met some of the best people I've ever met, and that are becoming really really good friends out of that org. Man, it's
that's
pretty
cool.
awesome. Yeah, I've
That's
had people coming up. So what we do is we play a lot together, and I've had people come into my chat and it's like, yo, like I'm becoming a fan of Knocked Gaming, which is an org, NOCKED Gaming.
okay.
I'm becoming a fan of this org just because of the people that they put forth on their channel. You know
That's
what I mean? So it's
yeah.
like me, one of my good friends replicated in Corgan that play a lot together. And when we play together, people go jump from stream to stream like, oh, let me see what this guy looks like and how he
Hmm.
plays. Let me see what this guy. So they go to all three of our streams like, okay, like these guys are really strong streamers, but they're very engaging. They win the game. I have fun watching them. I enjoy watching them, and we all three of us get each other's followers from that. So that's also pretty cool.
That is neat, and
Mhm.
it goes back to like we were talking about human interest, man. I mean,
Yep.
people love the story behind the success, or
Hmm.
people like being a part of that rise, and especially if you're a good person like you, it's
Hmm. Thank
it's
you.
fun to be a part of, and it's fun to watch. So, I mean, honestly, I think this is a good spot to end up. We've been talking for over an hour now, so
Really? Wow.
yeah, flew by. But
Uh-huh.
is there anything that um, in the show notes, I'll put all the links to how to watch you, whether it be Twitch, and you can send me the link for your team and stuff like
Hmm.
that. Um, but is there anything that, if someone's watching this, that obviously Call of Duty is something that they're interested in, anything that we didn't cover that you think would be relevant to tell someone who is just starting to get streaming, or if they're thinking about it and they're on the fence, or any advice that we didn't touch on that you think would be relevant?
Well, I'm gonna just say what I tell honestly everybody. Like I said before, if you get to this game for money, you're not if you're not passionate about streaming and video games, you won't make it to where you want to get to. It takes years and years and years of grinding. And like I said, I get 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night. It's super tough, but I love doing it. Like I love doing stuff like this. Like I would have never have met you if I would have been streaming and whatnot. So this is a
Sure.
great opportunity for me, and I really appreciate this. Social media is huge, guys. If you don't have a YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I have all those, and I post some videos of that on those every single night. And if you don't have a social media following, then you can't expect people to know who you are, because Twitch is not a a place for new people to get seen, because you have so many. If you go look on Fortnite's one of the biggest streaming places. If you go look on Fortnite, you're not gonna scroll all the way down to the guy that has one, two, three
Mm-hmm.
viewers. You're gonna watch the guy that has 900 to 20,000 viewers. You know what I mean? And there's
Mm-hmm.
so many
Mm-hmm.
people doing it. You're not gonna get seen like that. So the only way to get seen is to have a social media presence, to people to know what kind of personality you have. TikTok is huge because that's one of the big personality things right now. Because like I said, a lot of it is engaging, and if people see that you're funny, or people can see your gameplay and they can know what kind of person you are, like, oh, let me go try this guy out. Like I've had a bunch of people coming to me from my TikToks, from my Twitter, like, oh man, I saw your videos of you getting a snipe across the map. It looked super cool, and you got happy whenever it happened. And I saw you start talking to the chat right after. Like, I like that. And so they come to my thing, give me a view, cool. And some of those guys I keep coming back just because of my personality, and that's a really big thing too, is just you being humble and knowing that you're not bigger than them just because you're the streamer. You're a person just like they're a person,
Yep.
and you're doing it for them and they're there for you. So just the engaging in chat is really important. um Another big thing that I touched on earlier is have more than one game if your game is super saturated. So, big games that I would play was, like I said, MLB. I also played like Gears of War. I did a Halo campaign. Those games aren't very saturated, but they have a lot of viewers still watching them. So that's why I want to go and do that sometimes. And then my main, I'll go for Warzone at the end of the night for 6 hours at a time, and then wake up the next morning, bam, go back to MLB and go and do all those things. So having multiple games you play gives you that much more of a variety of people, different people coming to come watch you. Like some people don't even play Warzone from my streams, but they come just to watch me play
That's
that
cool.
game.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. Because I always say that too. There's a guy that I follow. His name's SFA Mailer. Shout out to SFA Mailer. But he hopped on one of my streams once, and he lives in he's another Texan in San Antonio.
Mhm.
But he watches or he unboxes Matchbox cars. Like in his YouTube,
Oh.
he has like 10,000 followers on YouTube, and
Mhm.
I started watching his videos, and I said, and I think it goes back to like what we were talking about earlier, is when you have a passion for something, people are gonna watch because they recognize that you have a passion for it and it's genuine.
Mhm.
So even if you
Mhm.
don't have like, I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but I see that he's passionate about it, and it's cool because
Mhm.
I like the
Yeah.
guy and I want to support him. So
Yep.
I think that's a great message to end on. I think that was very well said, and looking
Mhm.
forward to hopefully connecting with you more and having you
Mhm.
grow, and like I said, I'll put all the stuff in the show notes, all your links and everything. So any questions, you can reach out to him, watch him. He's fun. He's a
Yeah.
great guy. And you know, he's in the great state of New York. So who wouldn't
Yeah.
love that, right?
Yeah. And like I said, man, I really appreciate the opportunity. Like that's why I asked you, like why did you choose me? I just kind of out here doing my thing, and I really appreciate you reaching out to me and asking me to do this, man. Honestly, any other time, if you need anything, need me to give, if you got other streamers that you need me to give to you, man, just hit me up. My door's always open for you, man. I really
Appreciate
appreciate
it,
it.
brother. Yeah, man, you made history. You're the first Twitch affiliate on the show, man.
Heck yeah,
Congratulations.
dude. I really appreciate that.
Well, go get some sleep. You need it.
Don't worry, I'll be live here soon.
All right, man. Well, thanks for your time again, and we'll talk to you soon.
For sure. Thank you.
All right, bye.